Good morning, everybody. Check out these vibrant hibiscus. We woke up this morning and we had all of these blooms. So hibiscus flowers bloom for about 24 hours and then they die. So instead of letting them die here, we pick them and give them to the tortoises. And this is pretty much all one plant here that you're seeing. And then I have a plant right next to it which has one bloom so far. And I thought for sure I had accidentally killed these last year because I brought them in, they were on the porch, but I don't think I watered them as much as I should have. So the bigger stalks were, you can see them right there, they were dead. However, I just hacked it all back and kept watering it and put it outside and said, let's see what happens. And you can see all the new growth. Muggs is here to tell you about it. What are you doing? You can see all the new growth that happened that created all of these shoots, which now have produced such vibrant, gorgeous flowers. So tortoises love them as a nice little treat. So I'll be picking these and giving them to the boys here shortly. And an update on my raised garden beds. Rosemary, 2 shishito peppers I just put in here a couple days ago, so hopefully those guys take off. And we've got tomatoes here, and then this tomato bed is just going crazy. So I added the trellis. Everybody's growing up nice and tall, and I've got a basil plant here hanging out. So when we pick the tomatoes, we'll be able to just snag a piece of basil with it and eat it right here, garden side snack. And our gorgeous, deliciously smelling gardenia bush is still very much blooming, and we'll go all the way around it. Y'all, this bush is just ridiculous. That's all one giant bush. For size and scale purposes, maybe I'd get Muggs in there. There's Muggs. The size of that thing. You're really struggling with these, buddy. That was pretty fun. We'll do that again. Here. Take this one. Creed is enjoying his hibiscus flowers early this morning. He's the only one up and out, so I snagged 3 off of the hibiscus bush and brought him out here for him. He's really struggling with this one. There we go. Morning, bud. All right, y'all. So we got some Egyptian walking onions from a neighbor. All right, not really a neighbor. It's from Facebook Marketplace, but he only lives a few minutes away, so technically a neighbor. Anyway, love Facebook Marketplace. So what we're gonna do, hey Winston, what's the matter? Chill. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear out this raised bed here, and this is on the back side of the garden, gets full sun, and this is a cover crop that we put in back in November that just haven't done anything with, so I'm going to go ahead and rip up all of this, get it out of here, And this will become our Egyptian walking onion bed. We love a good perennial over here where I don't have to do much work and it can just hang out and keep multiplying and providing us lots of onions for the community garden. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, so I got out most of the cover crop. It was pretty dead anyway, so it's all here in a bundle. Muggs is chasing Winston around. For whatever reason, Muggs thoroughly enjoys running around the garden. Get him, Winston! Alright. Stand up? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, anyway, we prepped this garden bed pretty well. I'm about to go get the onions. It may or may not rain. It's mid-June. I almost said July. That sounded funny. Anyway, it's mid-June, and it's been raining a fair amount here in North Carolina, so the ground is nice and damp, and we should be getting a little bit more rain here in a little while, so wanted to get these bulbs in before that. Over here in this bed, we planted North Carolina Wildlife Federation pollinator seeds. I think it's from the Butterfly Highway here. So we've got a whole bunch coming up. It'll be interesting to see what all pops up and if we get a bunch of pollinators hanging out here. And then in this bed, because like you heard me say, would prefer as many perennials as possible, we have put in strawberries, and then these should just spread in this bed over the next couple of years. We can separate them out as we go. We do have mint in 2 containers here. One of them is chocolate mint, and then the other one, that one's chocolate mint there. We've got our echinacea, and over here we have orange mint. So I do keep them in buckets. As everyone knows, mint spreads like crazy, and once you get it somewhere, it is so hard to get rid of it. So while it can stay in the garden, it's going to stay in little pots. And I have already cut up a bunch of this and brought it inside to dry, and it looks like I'm gonna have to do that all over again. The boys are still playing. Come on, boys. And lots of tomato plants, some green peppers. Over in this bed, again, on the perennial side of things, we have asparagus. Got 4 asparagus crowns here. And then some basil, oregano, tomatoes, and then, sir, we have to tell the people about the garden. And then over here we have more asparagus growing. So this is its first year. I know it's not going to do much, and we will wait over the next couple of years, but it'll be very exciting to have this bed full of asparagus for the community for years and years. This bed, don't mind the cover crop, I just didn't move it, with all of the Egyptian walking onions, pollinators doing their thing over here in this bed, and then strawberries rocking it out over here. So there you have it. Let's go get these in the ground. I just went over and grabbed the walking onions. So I picked up 2 plants from my neighbor, you know, the guy from Facebook Marketplace. Or at least I thought that's what he was giving me, but turns out, check it out. He dug up a little bit more than I asked for, which is fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in the ground. I watched a video on YouTube, so basically at this point I am an expert. So I'm going to put all of these in the ground and space them out about 5-6 inches each to let them do their thing. And then we have all of these. And so with those, I'm going to be breaking them all apart. And then each individual bulb here, I will be replanting into the ground, and then they will start their own onion. And you can see some of them already have their own little second set of onions, I guess, on them. So we'll break those up and get this all planted. Very exciting. What a cool find. All right, Winston, tell the people what we did. You didn't do anything, did you? Yeah. He did not do anything, folks. Anyway, check it out. So what I ended up doing here is I put the bigger onions down the middle. So we have 5 of the big onions. There's one here. The stem, I guess you would call it. Someone tell me what that is. Broke off, but should be okay. And then I have this one, and then we have another one here. And then I broke apart all of the little tops and took one of each of those little bulbs and lined them up. And here they are. So I'll keep y'all updated on the growth of our Egyptian walking onions. That needs to go back onto the ground. And this one was kind of all clustered together, so at the base, and I couldn't really break it apart, so I just left them all as one. I know you don't have to do that, but I felt like it was the smart thing to do for this particular piece. We'll see what happens. So there you have it. Egyptian walking onions, everyone. We will see what happens next. Y'all, check this out. See them all? Alright, so we have 2 rows. And then we ran the tractor down the middle of the rows to make it much more accessible. It is the beginning of June, and we've got lots of berries. So Mom and I are out here picking like crazy. Last year I found a box turtle under the blackberry bushes. Sorry for all the road noise. We're literally right next to the road here. And there's cars galore. So anyway, we've got lots of berries here. And last year I found a box turtle under the bushes. And its face was all purpley red from eating a whole bunch of berries. So we tend to leave the lower ones for the wildlife and pick all of the ones that are up higher. What you doing, Mom?
I am picking the blackberries.
Just picking blackberries.
Can
Here
you
we
see
are.
my bucket?
We see it. Fairly certain I just hit the jackpot. Look at them all. Also, Mom gave me a pretty sweet setup. I know. Don't be jealous. It's definitely hanging out around my neck with a bungee cord.
They just got home, they're tired.
Look at all those berries. Here we go. There's so many more back in there, and I cannot reach them. So they will be here to feed the wildlife, I guess. But check this out. The tree here, and they grew up into the tree. So while it's not a berry tree, it's now a berry tree. Isn't that neat? Also, there's my mother. Let's go check out the nifty contraption she made for berry picking. Hey Mom, will you show the people your berry picking contraption?
Oh. Take an old distilled water
Jug?
gallon jug and slice it up, hook it on a bungee.
Yep.
Both hands.
And then what happened to my bungee?
I gave you a small one.
No,
Sorry.
guys, check this out. It was
good.
so small I had to put it around my neck instead of my waist because it didn't fit. So, sorry gentlemen, I am in fact taken. Although by the time this airs, John may have been like, not so sure about her now. But it's rather efficient, so here we are.